Good morning and welcome back to the channel. We have new WWE action figure news that are going to entail a whole lot of mixture of DC crossover, superheroes coming through, and of course, the Tribal Chief coming up here as the man in the water, Aquaman. If you don't know Aquaman, you got to go check it out, man. He's one of the Justice League members, him along Superman, Batman, and there's villains too. Don't worry, there's a Joker. Well, you know what? We're going to get into it. First of all, huge shout out to my good brother MDT and Fig Heel. They ended up sharing this earlier, and I was like, dude, yes, let's make this happen. Why would we not want to see? I mean, we've already seen some TNMT in the recent year, and I know we've seen a couple of different where they did Ghostbusters. They've done all types. So I feel like DC, it's that uncharted territory, that new section where they can tap into, given the fact that you can only do so many wrestling gears when it comes to having the exact same character. I mean, think about it. They've gone so far as for them to go and just go into the vault, go into a greatest hits. They keep redoing a lot of the exact gear. So if they do crossovers, this kind of gives you that plethora, that whole option to where you can bring your superhero action figures right up alongside your WWE superstars. That's something that needs to happen, you guys. And this is something that's going to be in the works. Also, do keep in mind that they're also doing a movie with Street Fighter. So whether or not we get the DC, whether we get the Street Fighter, I'm down for it all, man. I'd love to see maybe some Spider-Man, right? Who'd want to see like a villain Rhino based off a WWE superstars such as Bronson Reed? I mean, the guy's a beast, right? Put him in a Rhino suit, put me down for a few. Tribal Chief too. Feel like an Aquaman Tribal Chief. I mean, if this guy's ruling the table, right here on land, he'd easily be ruling the land down there at sea. But it's just a thought and something that could definitely come to fruition. Obviously, do drop a like. It really does help out the channel. Doesn't cost you anything except some epic WWE action figure content, you guys. And of course, Mattel listens, man. Every time you guys drop a like, they kind of see where this could turn into, where they can step out of that whole greatest hits. If you guys are tired of all those like from the vault and whatnot re-releases, drop a like, because that's going to be the thing that's going to transition. Batman, right? CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk is Batman. Or what they could do, it has been done before, you guys. What if they grabbed that basic? Yeah, it came out in a 2-pack. It was him, Kofi Kingston, and it's not that they haven't, targeted this whole demographic. They've already kind of stepped into that realm, but they've kind of also stepped away from it. So given that, it's 2025 and there's more copyrights and whatnot, this is kind of the thing where they're going with it, man. So it makes sense, right? Give me that Batman, except instead of making it a basic, give it to us in Elite, right? At least Elite. Ultimate Edition, obviously ideal. Not going to take it that far, but they could easily make an upgrade from one of the figures. So I guess in its own right, it would still very much be a greatest hits, except, with the added upgrades, man. Pinless, double. Before they go any further, we got to go ahead and talk about this, you guys. Whatever happened with them TNMT villains? Safari, HNL Custom Collectibles ended up making his own version when these ended up coming out. I'm still waiting on it, you guys. This is something that still needs to continue. Like, cool. I love the fact that we got all 4 Ninja Turtles, but we need the bad guys, man. They ain't got no bad guys. I know they got the Shredder, but we need the Foot Clan soldiers, man. And Bloodline, that would be the perfect team to be in that set. Again, it needs to continue. If it doesn't, then I guess bring on the DC, man. Now, this is what we were actually talking about a week or so ago. Safari ended up sharing this, and I was in love with it, man. I was like, this is just something that needs to be a given, right? It's something that Mattel just needs to get down the pipeline in order to make things possible. Now, do keep in mind, some of these characters, I feel like they came in at a perfect clutch, right? Paul Heyman, right? What Paul Heyman do you see not playing as the Joker? I feel like every single, maybe even the Tim Burton, like if they were to recreate that Tim Burton film, put down Paul Heyman for that Penguin, right? That Penguin would just be so iconic. He already has the right look. He's already been called the Walrus. And last I checked, the Walrus is best friends with the Penguin, not necessarily in villain format, but of course, when you're talking about the Animal Kingdom. Getting into Bane, I would say for current roster, this would probably be the closest. Braun Breaker or maybe a Rusev. Obviously, if you were to date back, Beastie Boy would definitely top B category in that, but you guys know, issues, backstage. Probably not going to happen. So Braun Breaker, not a shadow of a doubt, brother. Now Joker, current roster, it has been played by different characters. I know Rey Mysterio did it up actually a couple of different times. He did it in Ruthless Aggression. He did it back at the Rumble when he actually ended up facing Beastie Boy. But Seth freaking Rollins, this guy, he would be burning it down quite like no other. I mean, he already similar, like the whole character when it comes to the actual Seth Rollins character and what he's being portrayed on TV, he is pretty damn near close to what the Joker stands for. So when you do a night, all three, right, you bring the Penguin, you bring Bane, you bring Batman, dude, come on, man. This is just something that you could just tap into so many different options. Like I said, Tim Burton, or maybe some, what is it, the Batman animated series, dude. So many different, styles that you can do with those characters. Now, as far as Superman, it's already been done up. I mean, we already know that this is just something. They already call him Super Cena, right? So you just tap on Cena to the end of Superman, and you got yourself the perfect ideal look. And this is ideal. MDT, this is beautiful, bro. I feel like this is kind of like what they do every single time that they introduce a brand new belt, right? They use that same traditional style, and then they just slap on like NXT, or in this case, the Superman logo. I'm pretty sure that if MDT was to create this, like if he was to make a full-on custom, I actually see him using maybe like the spinner belt. I think that, sir, would be freaking awesome. And they were given the recent colors too of John Cena. He already has that kind of look, right, with the red and the blue. This would just kind of be like a cape and call it a day. Now, as far as Mommy, she would be part of this, and she would be the one woman figure to be listed right here as Wonder Woman. Or what you could do, I do think that you can't have like the whole Batman scenario if you don't have Catwoman. We need Catwoman. We actually haven't seen her in the action figure lineup when it comes to DC, at least when you're talking about like Tim Burton. I know they've done like the Joker, and I know they've done the Penguin. Actually, Mattel did the Penguin. They ended up doing them about 10 years back when they used to have the rights. Obviously, they do have them again. So I'm telling you, they're going to branch out. They're going to play out all the different scenarios, whether they go with Catwoman or whether they go with Wonder Woman. Mommy, she's going to fill in that role quite like no other. Rey Mysterio, too. We need the revamp. I know we talked about the Batman, but we also need to talk about the Flash, because this is one that needs the do-over. Like, as much as I talk about some of these other figures that could be upgraded from prior releases, this one, bro, like, ringside exclusive, please, bro. And if not, again, go back to the earlier Joker. As much as I loved his Royal Rumble match with Brock Lesnar, I feel like this one, sir, was more iconic, right? The straps over the tank, or I almost called tank top. There is no tank top Hero Figs. But yes, this one was done up by Burnout Inc. And this is actually part of the WHF Figgy collection. If you guys have been following the channel and you guys watch some of my old custom videos, this piece, sir, still sits front and center. So Burnout Inc., shout out to my good brother. Now, can't forget about Punk, man. CM Punk, come on, dude. Like, whether they do him in Batman, whether they do him in Nightwing, whether they do him in just really any other character, right now, as far as it sits as top WWE superstar, he is definitely among the top 5. Who knows? Maybe even the top 3. And if he was to do the Batman, again, it would just be a nice suiting, like, anti-villain right there to have up alongside Joker. That's something that could really be turning a whole new leaf in your action figure category. Now, Safari also did do Aquaman. So again, shout out to my brother, bro. This one is actually looking so damn good. I feel like this is a simple head swap. I don't know. I got to try it. Seeing this definitely makes me want to tap into more of those DC figures. I know me and New York Backyard Legend have been talking about this, but this whole toy lineup, dude, can definitely be amped up now that Mattel has the rights to it. Now, again, last thing before I let you guys go, Street Fighter, this is happening, you guys. Roman Reigns is actually going to be playing Akuma. So whether they do the DC Batman action figures or the whole damn Justice League, they're going to do Roman Reigns again. Not necessarily a Super Shredder, but as Akuma is one of the top guys, bro. But give me your thoughts, man. Let me know what you guys think. Also, New gear has arrived. You know, if you guys played the WWE 2K games, they got new options for the Tribal Chief. They got new options for Mommy. But give me your thoughts, man. Let me know what crossover lines you guys want to see. Maybe you're not a fan of DC. Maybe you're more of a Marvel fan. Maybe you're more of an Avengers fan, right? Spider-Man. I want to see Spider-Man. I actually want to see maybe Power Rangers, though, right? I don't know. Just an idea. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you, my friends, on the next one.